Guys, check out this absolutely stunning 1972 Harley-Davidson Sportster XLCH. This is one of the beautiful iron heads from the John Lucas collection out of Ohio. John had 5 iron heads, and this boat tail one is got to be the crown jewel. It's absolutely beautiful. The paint job on it, if you take a look at this paint job up close, a metallic blue-green paint job. This bike's a full-on custom with a 21-inch front wheel, 18-inch rear wheel, lightweight aluminum wheels. It's got GMA performance brakes on the front, disc brakes. But the real heart of this thing is the engine. Listen, our company logo is an Ironhead Sportster, okay? We love Ironhead Sportsters. We've ridden a lot of great Ironheads, and I was talking to a guy today who has a 9-second Ironhead drag bike that he's bringing up here pretty soon for us to do a video and photo shoot on, and I just love these bikes. And when you get on one that's done right, you just know it's a really cool experience to ride these bikes. They're lightweight, good power to weight ratio for a Harley. This one's been done up right with progressive shocks on the back, so it looks like old school Harley suspension, but those are nice modern progressive shocks with the 35mm front forks and the better brakes on it with the lightweight aluminum wheels. The guy that built this bike, John, bought it from Gary Stroud. If the name Gary Stroud rings a bell, he's kind of a legend in the Harley industry. He did the first, just go on YouTube and punch in first 7-second Harley Pro Gas world record, and the video will come up of him setting a world record on a bike that him and one of his longtime mechanics, who was originally an airline mechanic, worked on A-10s. It was an Air Force mechanic working on A-10s. So they built world championship winning Harley motors, and every winter when times got slow, they would build a bike. And one winter they built this Ironhead Sportster, and they really went to town on it. The top to bottom, everything was done on the bike. It was taken right down the frame. The frame was painted. They added the boat tail. I probably should have mentioned that. The most significant feature cosmetically on this bike is the boat tail piece here, which is extremely expensive if you can even find one. They're super rare. This is an original Harley-Davidson boat tail. Harley made boat tail Sportsters for a few years. This bike didn't originally come with that saddle, but they wanted to make something real cool, and they got the boat tail with a reupholstered seat, painted it beautifully, and there you have it. But back to the engine, where the real magic is on this bike. This engine was given a full crank-up rebuild. The crank was rebuilt. It has new rods, new pinion bearings, new training output. The training output races were lapped, and they had an extensive machine shop, so the flywheels were balanced on a Stewart electronic balancer, and everything was rebuilt in the engine. For the transmission, the pistons, the rings, top end. And the valves, they did a 5-angle valve job on it, so the engine's balanced beautifully, and it doesn't vibrate like most iron heads would. That was the thing about an iron head, especially in this era, is the machining wasn't done that well on the cases and the cylinders and everything. And so these guys had a machine shop, and they built world championship winning, world record setting Harley-Davidson big twins and performance Sportster, but he did set the world record on one he built. So the guys that built that engine built this bike. When we got it, check out the speedometer. When they rebuilt this bike, they put a brand new speedometer on it, brand new speedometer and tachometer, all new gauges. I forgot to tell you, he owned the Harley dealership too. So the guy, not only was he a world record holder, but he also owned a Harley franchise for 30 years. And in the wintertime, that's when they would build bikes when it got slow. So I spoke to him. I spoke to Gary personally about this build, everything he knew about it. And yeah, the boat tails were a 69-70 year, if I'm not mistaken. And this is a 72. So he just loved the look of the boat tails. They definitely is an iconic look. And he set it up with a 21-inch lightweight aluminum front wheel and an 18-inch rear wheel. So the bike was done many moons ago, but it has 1,000 miles on it, and it was kept in a private collection. John Lucas, all of his bikes, he had 3 sidecar rigs, one that he took down the whole Route 66 with his wife, and another one he had set up that went to Alaska with that had a winch on it. But the Ironheads were just his babies. He just kept them in his garage and shop and polished them, and he only put 1,000 miles on it in the 10 plus years that he owned it. So, but if you look closely, the master cylinder was replaced with a chrome master cylinder and brake assembly. The throttle was replaced. The bars were new. The cover on the headlight was new. The gauges are brand new. You owned a Harley dealership, right? So you just walk into the back and get new parts. Easy to do. You can see the headlight bucket is brand new, chrome headlight bucket, a new fork cover. The fork lowers were chromed. The rim was a new aluminum rim. You can see the brakes are the GMA performance brakes. He's a drag racer, right? So put the lightweight wheels on it and some drilled rotors on the front there. So it's really a huge upgrade from the stock brakes on this thing. Like I said, painted the frame, the entire engine, all the aluminum was polished on it, the heads, the cases, you see it has a new shifter on it, a new oversized drag pipes. The brake backing plate is chrome. The chain and sprockets were replaced. Those have 1,000 miles on them. The tires were replaced at the time. As you can see, the date codes on the tire will tell you they were done when he did the bike. And that's 1,000 miles on the rear tire. So Mr. Lucas wasn't out doing hole shots with this thing. He took care of his stuff. So John Lucas. So coming around this side of the bike, you can see new progressive shock, passenger pegs so he could take his honey for a ride, polished aluminum rim. The primary on this side is in beautiful case. This was conditioned. This was polished also. It has a new 1000cc logo. The mid controls, original mid controls, bell housing, new bell on the horn. You see everything on the bike, a new chrome all over the place. It has a new starter relay. All we had to do when we got the bike, the starter relay was needed to replace it. Put a new starter relay on it, drain the fuel tank, put a new fuel petcock on it and new fuel lines, cleaned and rebuilt the carburetor, changed the engine oil in the primary chain case, transmission oil, flushed the brake fluid. So all the fluids were new. I put some VP non-ethanol fuel in it, put some new spark plugs on it, and fired it up, and it runs exactly like it does now. It was perfect. So when John parked it, it was perfect. The only reason he sold it is he had hip replacement. He had his sidecar rigs. He couldn't ride a motorcycle anymore, so he would just look at it, and him and his wife were downsizing, so they sold us the whole collection of 9 Harleys. You've probably seen the video when we unloaded them, and the video when I talked to John on the phone. But I can't wait till he sees the video on this. He's going to be thrilled. But in any event, if you have any questions about it, give us a call. It's a beautiful 53-year-old classic iron head. Just something about the profile of these iron heads with the real mechanical looking heads on them, and it's just beautiful. The detail shop gave it a full rotisserie detail. The rims were polished. All of the chrome was polished. All the aluminum was polished. They repainted the cylinders, buffed the tanks and tins. Went through the whole bike top to bottom. So it needs nothing. It's ready to go. If you have any questions about it, give us a call, 860-454-7024. And ask yourself, what would it cost? First of all, you have to find a guy with Gary's credentials, owning a Harley shop for 30 years. Find a Harley shop owner who happens to be the world record holder personally. The guy who rode the bike to the world record, who has an airplane mechanic that works for him, that can rebuild an engine to this level and electronically balance the crankshaft and do a 5-angle valve job. And ask him, geez, sir, what would it cost if I give you my iron head, my 50-year-old iron head, and take it down to the frame this winter, paint the frame, completely rebuild the engine, put a custom wheel set on it. Oh, and I'd like a boat tail. But these are, price one of these today. This is a $1,500 saddle and seat, if you can even find one. And then put a really beautiful paint job on it and chrome it out. Oh, and I'd also like a new tachometer and speedometer, new carburetor, all new engine components, new braided stainless oil lines, progressive suspension too, and all that. And what do you think it's going to cost you? You don't have to be a math major to see there's over 100 hours of labor here at current shop rates, which is no Harley shop will touch it for less than $200 an hour. A normal speed shop is probably $150 an hour, and then thousands of parts. So this bike couldn't be built. You couldn't build this bike for anything close to what the buy it now price is going to be on it, and the reserve will be reasonable too. So definitely better off buying them done like this. Look closely, you can see the carburetor was new when they put it on. The air filter is new. We did put a new air filter in it, foam air filter, and the bike's a freaking diamond, man. So don't miss out on this one. If you have any questions, call us. Thanks for watching, and God bless America.